Got the November 3rd meeting of the Planning and Development Committee together here at 6:30. Anybody would like to open us with a word of prayer?
I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
Heavenly Father, we humbly come to you tonight to ask your guidance and your love to guide us through our common business that we take care of tonight. Thank you, Lord, for the blessing of the wonderful weather, and in Jesus' name, amen.
With that, we'll approve the agenda if there's no additions or corrections.
Second.
A motion by Baker, second by Brent. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries as well. We have before you the meeting minutes from October 6th. Motion to approve. Second by Baker, second by Didden. Any discussion? All in favor of those signify by saying aye as well.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. We have claims this evening. I think it's our biggest one for the year, $8,689. Some of it's just work that was done at some of the landings.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Baker, second by Didden's.
I thought that when I saw that too, $8,000. Wow.
Makes you look then, doesn't
Yeah.
it? All those in favor?
Aye.
You opposed? Motion carries. See, no one here for public comment this evening, so I'll go to you, Andrea.
Good evening. Hope you're all doing well this evening. Last week, we rounded out October, a manufacturing month, with the manufacturing day at Highland Community College. We had great attendance from area high school students, as well as a lot of manufacturers who facilitated tours at their plants, as well as many participated in the expo. It's a great opportunity to get exposure for our youth in terms of manufacturing and career opportunities that were here. Culminated with Don Bernard, plant manager at Stephenson, giving kind of a keynote address, talking about automation and advancement in manufacturing, especially food-based manufacturing. It's a great opportunity at those events to have a number of manufacturers in the room, and allows me to kind of visit with all of them in a short period of time. And so in the advent of talking with LK and Berner and Stephenson and Honeywell, all of those manufacturers are expanding, they're hiring, they're looking for people. So I appreciate very much, I think it was your post on social media that was shared 125 times.
I couldn't find another phone number. Well, it's great if people are.
Oh, indeed, somebody found our phone number, because at first we just couldn't. What exactly was this? I know we've talked about the number of open positions, but there was a lot of people who inquired about that, which is great.
Yeah.
And so we tried to connect them. We have resources and listings of job openings on our website, but we are not a job placement organization. So we referred them over to the Workforce Connections. So as you are out and about in the community, the Workforce Connections has a Freeport-based location in the 524 building. They're on the second floor. They are there to serve clients, and at no cost to come in. They help them with resume, interview skills, looking for jobs, all of those things. They often have other programs that the partnership works around work-based learning and on-the-job training. But it's a great place for someone who's they're really looking for a job, but they need some assistance. That's a great place to refer them.
Could I ask one quick question?
Sure, of course.
Would it be possible, or maybe there already is one, but a list of by category? So, if you're just looking for a job, just a regular laborer, where you don't have to have any skills, versus somebody that's in tool and die, or somebody that's in computer programming. Because when I tried to look up jobs that were available, it went from a McDonald's manager to a nurse. It was an awful. Try and filter through that would be very time consuming if you knew you weren't qualified. I'm just a regular laborer.
Sure. I will make sure to follow up and send to Georgia and ask her to distribute to all of you. Illinois Job Link would be the go-to resource that I can think of
Okay,
that would allow you to kind of maybe download a spreadsheet or look at it online, and then you can filter looking for by job title or maybe skill set. But one of the other in conversation with our manufacturers, obviously Brenner is expanding, they're utilizing the enterprise zone, they're taking a milk intake, they're building another milk intake bay. They have a product line that's expanding that involves dairy. They're hiring for that. Stephenson, as we've talked about, we have expanded the enterprise zone. They are also expansion or construction is going on as we speak. I think they're battling some lead times on some equipment, but that is full steam ahead. As we've talked about maybe before, LK and their Savannah location is closing. They're relocating some of those product lines to Freeport, and they are hiring lots of people. They are currently at the Lincoln Business Park. They had occupied about half of that large box building. They are now occupying all of it. And so they have brought those product lines. Prior to that, it had really mainly been warehousing that LK had done there. So there's a lot of opportunity here, which is great. I don't have updated job figures to share with you tonight, just they haven't been released for this month. But I would anticipate that it's still very strong.
you have an idea what kind of labor they're looking for? I mean, is it?
Any, I think there's some general labor, there's warehousing, there's looking at also probably some quality assurance, everyone's almost, if you have any sort of maintenance background as well. All manufacturers are usually looking for someone in their maintenance department. And just had a conversation. So the partnership has participated along with a lot of our other education partners in the Success Network, which was a grant that Highland Community College got in conjunction with NIU and ROE8 to create career pathways from state mandate that high schools create career pathways. Typically, they're around industry clusters that are in your area. Then the idea that a student will get credentialed or could get certified in that career pathway, then that could marry up with educational pathway at Highland Community College. I'm participating, as is other businesses, to kind of come in and offer job shadowing opportunities, internships. So it's another advent to try to connect the student to the future employer, so that they can just get that talent married up sooner. Manufacturing Days is the same advent. And then November 12th, Highland Community College and Freeport High School jointly host career and job fair. And so it's not just open to Highland or Freeport High School students. All area high schools participate. It's from 9 to noon. And we just maxed out the number of employers who can participate at 45 just because of space restrictions. So we were able to hit that threshold. So I'm super excited that this will be another opportunity to help students understand what pathways are there, what opportunities are here locally. So we've talked about some of those projects that are ongoing. We've had a conversation with another manufacturer in the city of Freeport who is looking to potentially write for a grant that the city of Freeport would have to write for, but it would be around economic development. But exploring, they're looking to another arm of their business and expand onto their space. This would have more jobs to come, but looking at kind of doing the due diligence of the grant writing and see if it would really be worth it, because there's often strings or restrictions that are tied to those grants. We continue to have conversations with a data center that they're looking at an existing building just adjacent to downtown. They have been assigned an engineer at ComEd to start the initial engineering phase, which is, we've been working on this project for a long time. So it's good to see that it's coming to this point. Still a long way to go. And that we continue having conversations with NICOR about their issued a letter of intent to a landowner for some space along Adams to expand that facility there, or to land a facility for a vehicle yard and some office space. So that project keeps moving forward. Attended DCO Roadshow. They are going around the state having kind of a show and tell of their programs that they have. There isn't right now nothing that's been released yet that would be new, but keep looking. There will be some site grants, that site planning and site infrastructure grants that will be coming up. And we'll keep our eyes out and report back to you if there's anything that we think would be advantageous for us to go after. I'm going to, okay, sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit. Nicole hit submit on a tourism marketing grant today with DCEO. She's been successful in obtaining these grants for the past 2 years. So we're fingers crossed that she will be able to do it a third time. This helps with tourism marketing again. So tourism, we're thinking about visitors over 50 miles away, and just trying to leverage the assets here to draw and attract visitors, get them to stay in hotels and shop locally. I'm going to pass out, as we are already in the fourth quarter and barreling down, looking at the holiday season, just a couple of reminders. In a couple of weeks, we will have Mistletoe Walk on Saturday, the 22nd, holiday shopping event in downtown. Those hard to shop for people. Partnership Cash is always a great option. So that's like a local gift certificate program. You buy through our office, it can be redeemed at any participating business, not just in downtown Freeport, but throughout the community. And last but not least, to really get you in the holiday spirit, you can come to the Trans-Siberian Tribute Orchestra concert with the Christmas Twizzlers. They are coming back this year. They're at the Masonic Temple. That is not traditionally how I like to hear Christmas carols, but they were actually very, very good. So I will give a plug there. But I will distribute this information. Any questions I can answer?
I have one more.
Shoot.
I was giving this unemployment situation some thought. And what would you think about contacting, say, Honeywell or Anchor Harvey or Sauer Sunstrand over there, and asking them if they would be interested in either funding or hosting a class or a series of classes to teach precision measuring equipment, how to read a micrometer, a caliper, or blueprint reading. Because if you're going to get a job at Honeywell, these are two things that they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know Sauer Sunstrand, the same thing, and Anchor Harvey does a lot of measuring with calipers and micrometers. And say you're 35 years old,
Yeah.
just for the example, you don't want to go back to high school and take a class.
Sure.
If you could go to one of these and just get the basics and get it funded by the industries that are looking for people, maybe, something to look at anyway, some sort of program.
It's definitely a conversation that I can have with them. I will tell you that they do offer those classes, and they often partner with Highland Community College and their business institute to offer some of those trainings. I think that there's cost associated with that. They're often look to have a commitment to have hired the individual and then invest in the training with them. But there's nothing to say that, exploring all options. What I would say is that Highland Community College has really increased their offerings within their business institute. They have a lean manufacturing training that's coming up. They have another one on cybersecurity. They're offering an HR cohort training, kind of HR 101. All of those things are free because they're doing it through a grant program. And I am actually participating in the HR one only because I, by default of being the executive director, have some HR responsibilities, not because I'm looking for a second career in HR. But it was an exciting to see people from early on in their career participating in this, and then very seasoned professionals in all different industries across Stephenson County were participating in this HR cohort, as well as people I would say were kind of like myself, They're an executive director of a smaller organization where some of these HR functions fall within their duties. So I applaud Highland Community College because they're a great resource for our local business community.
Maybe they could do more advertising or, because I didn't know anything about those classes, but I'm not looking for it.
Sure. And we try to push as much of that communication out. You should receive, as being a county board member, we do a Tuesday morning newsletter. And we will include flyers in that around Highlands offerings. So.
All right, thanks.
Do we have any organizations in Stevens County that you know of that are doing a lot and spending a lot with the AI, the artificial intelligence going on? We all talk about it. We all hear it talk about how many of you have used it. And me too. For all kinds of things, but my daughter is deeply involved in AI with Colony Brands and what they're doing with some of their training development and so on, and how that's going to work across all of their brands. So I didn't know if we had anybody, because that's going to be a thing that, Mr. Helms, we could ask AI what we need to do, and it'll tell us.
Yeah, it's searching the internet for common themes and things like that, or
Well, it works off the data you give it as well.
we use it at the bank and it's highly regulated at the bank. I can tell you that. That's used for marketing more than anything else.
I didn't know if we had anybody that was using that a lot, and maybe we don't need to know, but.
I would say yes, and there's probably people, I think that there are organizations and manufacturers across all industry. I think that there are businesses that are using it. To what level and how deep, I can't tell you with a measurement, I guess at this point. I see a lot of, Highland did do a recent, talking about AI and kind of doubling that with cybersecurity, thinking of it from a more maybe administrative. I see a lot of information, and we've conveyed this out to our partners from Illinois Manufacturers Association and the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center, talking about specifically manufacturing and automation. I know from touring multiple plants that all of them have some component of automation already in there. It will just depend on, where they decide to invest and how fast they can do it, as well as training, because you're not necessarily replacing an employee when you automate. You're just having to reskill them to program the machine that's doing that's doing the function, or you're doing something else within the plant now. So no, but I would look for more to come. It's definitely not going away.
Beth, thank you very much. On to zoning, Beth, thank you.
The deposit for the month of, says August, but it would have been October, is $12,911.62. It was a good month for us. We had quite a few late fees, so that helps. Total deposit to date to the general fund is $80,894.75. We received 4 FOIAs this month, 1 typical asking for information on any violations on the property, and 3 were for a quarry, a solar facility, and voice recording of a solar hearing. Nicole and I attended 3 virtual meetings with our software, iWork, over the month, and it's up and running now on the portal. We have had actually 2 people use it for the applications, and they say it's so much more smooth than going on and printing off the application, and they just send it right through the portal. We receive it, type it up, ask for payment, they pay it, and they're good to go. We also attended the IACZO conference. It was a web conference this month. Last month, topics included battery energy storage permitting and discussion on the potential upcoming changes to the energy omnibus bill. If passed, this bill would place additional restrictions on how counties can assess the permitting requirements and fees related to energy projects. We held a second administrative hearing for the property on Illinois 26 North. The homeowner did not attend. The hearing proceeded without her, and a $60,300 fine was assessed. The individual has until November 26th to pay the fine, or a lien will be filed on her property. The fines assessed were $250 per day per violation, and there were five code violations on the property. We could have went higher. It would have been probably higher than the value of the home. So we agreed on the 60,300. I don't foresee her paying. Her letters keep bouncing back to us. So, on the 26th, I have, advised our attorney to proceed with the lien hold on her property. I attended a teams meeting with the architect for the expansion of Springbrook Cheese. We've issued 9 letters of violation in the month of October and closed 5 cases. There are currently 18 open. Nicole completed 15 inspections and I completed 19 over the month. And I found out on Friday, the amendment to number 4 on the Senate Bill 25 has passed the House on the 29th and the Senate on the 30th. If the governor signs it, counties will have 120 days to change the regulations to conform to the new energy storage system regulations. That means we have to pretty much prove any and all battery energy storage that comes through the county. We have to only charge up to $5,000 per megawatt instead of other counties were charging like $100,000 per megawatt. And I think this is why. Right now we charge $7,500 per megawatt. So we'll be capped at that. And distances from a building is 150 feet. And that is way too close, I believe.
For the bus.
Well, from, like, if this is the building of the best, and this is your house corner, it's 150 feet. Now, we go by the fence, because the fence is out farther, but now it's 150 feet, and that's way too close, I believe. So, that's all I have.
The typical design of a solar system though would put the best in the middle, yeah.
Possibly, a lot of times, yes, we have one that's actually gonna be constructed in the next few months. But if it's a standalone system,
Anywhere.
and we have no say.
Mr. Chairman,
150 feet from a structure or from the property line?
Structure.
Wow.
So I mean, it could be if you're on a 5-acre house and your house is farther away, but it's still
Is it defined as a house or a structure?
structure. It could
So
be the garage, it
a
could be.
barn that sits-
Oh, yeah. So I haven't heard yet if he signed it or not, so that's something I have to.
So there's, they could plant it right on the property line, foot off of it.
They could. Yes,
aren't there setbacks though from property line for?
we have setbacks, but they won't have to follow it. It will have to be 150 feet from a structure. Ours are.
No say, yeah.
No say, nope, no, just like we have to approve all wind and solar, now we'll have to approve all battery energy storage.
I don't like it.
I don't either. Yes.
Anyone else? We know soil and water did not meet this past month, so wasn't there, so we can go on to recreation and trails. Is that you?
Yes,
Or
Friends of
you?
the Pet, sorry.
Go ahead.
Friends of the Pet finally removed all the broken up concrete that was at Aiton's Landing. That has now all been placed at Aiton's Landing around the bank for bank stabilization. Bamberg Plumbing did the moving of the pile. That's why there was a $2,000 bill in there. I was not contacted previous to this, so I just get a bill and I was kind of shocked, but so I reached out, told them any work that has to happen, we need to know about prior to. And everything's looking good at all the other landings. We're just trying to coordinate with Docks Excavating and Helena Park District as to when this month, the boat launches will be removed.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
so Friends of the Peck ordered the work, sent the bill to the county today. So they're violating bidding requirements by doing this. They have no authority to order work on county property.
This is the practice that has been used since I've been in the office.
to go out for bid.
Okay,
They're gonna pay for it. That's what had typically happened is they volunteered their time. And they would do this work. That's why that bulldozer, the
Right.
motor and everything are out there. They can't just go order work to be done on county property without going through you,
okay. I will
basically. And have to make
contact
sure there's money in the budget.
Mr. Butler
They
tomorrow.
just can't spend county money. They have no
Okay.
authority to do so.
We still need to set up a meeting with them, I think.
I think that would be great. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
at the Hill meeting, we talked a little bit about the e-bikes again. I mean, John, his name was John Zimmer, is getting close and closer to getting all the insurance and permits there. You're still planning on trying to do it this year yet, so I haven't heard anything else. It's been almost a month now.
Good. Okay, so very good, thank you. Black Hawk Hills, I did not talk to Sam, so I haven't heard anything on that. I don't have anything. Do we have anything from Wally?
No, I know that Rayanne spoke to him on Friday. And I know he's getting close to wrapping things up for this.
We planted some trees out of.
3 trees were planted out at Kent, to replace the one that the old tree fell on last year and took out 2 of the ones that had been planted the year prior. So he had 3 planted, kind of about a month ago. And I know he was trying to get stuff ready to wrap up for the season.
Did he ever get a container to be able to keep his,
Not yet, no.
To keep what?
All his equipment, the mower, he has a brush hog, what else does he have? He's got quite a bit of stuff and it's stuffed in a corner at the,
It doesn't have a trailer?
yeah,
An enclosed trailer?
yes. But that won't fit like the brush hog and everything else in there, all the stuff that he has. I don't remember what all he has.
There were some things that were being stored at the nursing home's back garage that were for countywide usage. And I think those are what he moved
Right, and
to the health department,
there's things.
with the
in
sale
the
being planned
There's
in the
highway.
property.
Highway department. There's a, yeah,
Nursing center, not health department, I'm sorry. There was a back shed at the nursing home that's on the property that was included in the
Sale.
proposal for sale. And he wanted to make sure that the equipment that was purchased for countywide use was out there, and that's what's stored that won't all fit inside the covered trailer.
yeah.
It can't be kept at highway.
It's in the highway building right now. The last I heard from him last week, he planned on keeping it there until he was told to move it, but he feels that they're gonna need that space come winter, so I don't know
I
what.
think it was that much stuff. Am I wrong?
I
brush
haven't
hog's not
seen
that
it,
big.
nor have I seen a list of the things, but
Yeah,
We get a list of the things from Wally, we should have an inventory. Check
It
it.
can't be that big if is he using the same lawnmower?
yeah.
What tractor does he use this bush hog on?
It's a walk behind. They bought it.
Oh,
for
it's
the
like a
nursing home.
DR trimmer. huh?
Yeah, they
To
bought
do
it so
the-
they could do underneath the solar panels because the weeds were like 6 feet tall out there 2 years ago.
Something like that.
Maybe last year. That's why it was bought. They never kept up with it. So when Wally left, the maintenance guy out there didn't realize that was his job to mow underneath the solar panel. So they had to have something to knock it down. So for what it would cost to rent one and bring it over from Rockford, because there's none locally, just decide to buy one, keep it, use it for anything in the county, wherever needed. So county employees, I back up a little bit. County departments. Not anybody in the county, Steve.
Well, I paid for it.
Right, for sure.
Okay. Did you get our question answered over here? About the storage and
They're gonna get a list, right? That's-
Yeah.
okay. On to old business, 8.1, approval of contract for as needed building inspection. Your turn.
Yes, once again, it's back in front of you. This is for the homes that we need to have inspected. It's only as needed, and Nicole and I will not go out and look for these things because it is a lot of work. Right now we have, I don't know if it's 4 or 5 buildings that need to be, homes that need to be inspected. But there was $6,000 placed in my budget for next year, which isn't gonna touch any of them more than likely, maybe 2 of them. So do you have questions about the contract?
I'm going to be asking for more money when this goes to the
Thank
county
you.
board budget. For the amount of money on the fees that you collect for permitting that goes to the general fund over $80,000, and we can only come up with $6,000 to do inspections. I mean, that's,
Yeah, I understand. I like to have my budget balanced. Like I bring in what my budget is. That's how I've been told to make sure I'm bringing in, so that's why I kind of cringed at the $6,000 because we do need a lot more than that. If we've got 4 or 5 this year, I don't know how many I'm gonna have next year. And I don't want it to get to the point that I have to turn people away because then it'll get out in the county and say, oh, the zoning's not doing their job. Like everybody was saying, the health department's not doing their job. I don't want us to look down on that we're not taking care of issues that need to be taken care of. So,
well, I think more than that, people will just know nothing's going to happen to them.
right,
Also on 26 is a prime example. I mean, it was a nice house. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody has
Yeah.
driven.
has windows open. All
House
letters are
ended up
returned,
falling down for sure.
right.
And there's debris all over the place.
And it was nice.
But I think
Yeah,
all of us
yeah,
could point
yeah.
out a house like that everywhere in county.
Exactly.
Um,
And that's why we've got.
but I can't see $6,000 to have somebody determine what. And then once that what is determined, what do we do with it? Then it becomes our responsibility again. Are we gonna take on a program like the city and tear down houses in the county?
No, we'll have them condemned though.
And then what?
Well, it takes about 4 years for that to happen.
And then, but what happens? It's still there.
Eventually, yeah, I suppose the county would have to pay to do it, but you can't just let things go either. That's the unfortunate part. Eventually, I'm assuming this one on 26, they'll quit paying the taxes and the tax buyer will buy it.
Mhm.
So at least we'll have somebody to go after at that point. And that's exactly what happened on Red Oak Road, just north of Cedarville. Had a house that sat empty. It's ready to fall down. Somebody bought the taxes and they put up a brand new house.
Mhm.
They tore it
Cheap
down.
lot.
Yeah,
Didn't you say there's one that's got children involved?
Yes. That's my main focus. As Soon as we get this done, I'm gonna have him full do that.
but it won't cost 6,000 per property. It's closer to 3, was it not?
Yes, yeah, it could cost up to that, or more, but it just varies case by case, of course, he said, so.
I think that's something we'll have to look at is how the first one goes and try to
Right.
measure what the cost will be. And
Mhm.
if it comes back and it's $6,000, then we gotta go back to the drawing board and do something differently.
Right,
We tried to hire someone, put out an RFP and nobody responded,
Right.
correct?
I even reached out to other people after the RFP expired, and there's a difference between a home inspector and a building inspector.
Right.
Building inspector has to know all codes. Home inspectors don't know codes, which I had no clue. I didn't know that. I thought when I was hiring a home inspector when we moved that they knew if something was up to code, and they're like, nope, we just make sure that this is done and that's done and your house
They know
is
some
done.
code.
Right, but not,
But this
Yeah.
guy's name concerns me. It's Casper's Home Inspections. That's a home inspector like I hired to
right,
inspect a house.
right. But he's a building inspector. He still holds those licenses.
It's doing the same thing for Winnebago County, correct?
Yes. And he has training the guy in Whitehead County. And he has like townships that he will also, he's semi-retired, so he has townships that he does for other counties.
So the idea is we're gonna bill the homeowner for this inspection. They're not gonna have any money to pay it because that's why they're already in the position they're in. And so then how long is it before we can at least attach a lien to that property?
30 days.
Right.
I believe, don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 30 days because that's why we have to wait until the 26th for the lady on 26 North. It's 30 or 35 days. I can find that now. Hold on.
So if the property owner quits paying the taxes, then the county can take that property and move the tax bill.
Nobody buys the taxes. I think it takes 3 years.
At that time, they would have to clear the lien that was placed 30 days after the inspection. By painting a correct timeline. Ish,
They want that.
The homeowner,
yeah. How do we get the $6,000 back? Bottom.
well, there's a couple ways. One, if the homeowner pays it themselves. If they don't pay it, let's take this house on 26, they owe, what are the fines, 60,000?
60,300.
So this lady obviously doesn't care about the house, the windows are still open in it. Could care less about it, so eventually the house is gonna fall down. We'll never get those funds, I'm sure. But the land will still be there, at some point, somebody's gonna buy the taxes for that, we will have a lien on it. And if they take that over, then they will have to pay that.
And that's what I'm saying, but I'll take the lien, clear the lien at that time.
My guess is nobody's gonna buy that lot for 60,000 plus all the back taxes. Could be wrong, I hope I'm wrong.
If they-
At that point, the county would take the property, that we would auction it off. We'll never get all of our money back, but. You know, I wish there was a way that people would take care of their property. The people from Freeport would go to Scioto Mills and buy a house and then dump all their construction debris on it. On the property.
Try as I may, I can't wrap my head around that.
It's unfortunately the reality we live in. And I guess we're not unique, it's just new to our area or that we're just seeing anymore. It happens east of here all the time. People find loopholes and do this kind of stuff. But the house on 26, that is completely baffling to me.
Me too.
That one
It's
is,
a
that
nice
makes
home.
no sense.
Her house is the same on Empire Court, not as bad, but it's a nice house on Empire Court. Her house on Demeter Drive is starting to look like it as well.
Oh,
So this lady has 3 properties?
She has 3 properties and she pays the taxes, so it's not going through a mortgage company. She pays the taxes for each individual home.
but she's elderly, right?
I'm assuming so, yes.
I have a feeling somebody's probably taking advantage of her, would be my guess. She could be in a nursing home for all we know. We have no correct address for her, right?
Her mailing address is the Demeter Drive. Jasmine has even received her voter's registration paperwork come back to her. Yeah, we asked at the clerk's office as well if there were any death records. She's not deceased, at least to our records.
Just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, maybe she's in the house.
You never know.
Yeah,
That's where the windows are open.
So those are ones that you see. There's a lot more out there that you don't see.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's not something we want to go after. It's not something we really wanted to do, but it's something that needs to be done.
Conservation.
Scioto Mills property, why that's so troubling is there's older people that live all around this house. And they don't want to look at it. So what's gonna happen when they eventually leave and move? Who's gonna buy the house? Probably not too many people, so they're gonna almost give it away. And the same thing's gonna happen again. Maybe it's not somebody dumping construction debris, but somebody else who just wants a cheap house and rent it out.
Just by
Maybe live in
looking, sorry, just by looking at the house on Scioto Mills Road, it will never be livable. It's off its foundation in one spot and. So I took pictures again the other day. I make sure I take pictures every so often. I mean, it's been since 2023.
Awful.
Yes.
Said a motion.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of this agreement for a independent contractor for building inspection signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Motion carries, and so send that to the board. Right. Okay. Beth, you can just keep on talking,
All
new
right.
business.
I'm gonna do 9.1, 9.2, and 9.3 altogether since they are one applicant. Mr. Potnak is looking to rezone the property that is currently B3. They want to build a home, and with the B3 zoning district, you cannot build a home there. So we're suggesting to rezone to A1 prime ag and have the special use for the single family dwelling and have the special use for the home occupation, which would be the junk hauling removal business. They currently own it and operate it out of Mr. Potnick's house on Fairground Road. They remove garbage, junk from people's houses. They do clean outs, things like that. I do know there will be stipulations placed on this already. My zoning board of appeals members have called me and asked me, well, what are we doing with this? We don't want junk to pile up there. The gentleman, Mr. Patnack's son, has already been in trouble for burning garbage that he's taken out there. The sheriff's department was called and the fire department was called, and he did receive a citation. So he knows, no burning, but we're gonna put no burning in the, if it's approved, of course. No burning, no hauling and dumping any junk there. Every article has to be filled. It could be placed out there like a dump. They rent out dumpsters as well. Let's say he can't take it on a Sunday and he gets the dumpster. He can have the dumpster there, but it has to be removed. So no burning, no dumping, remove everything as soon as possible. We did have one adjacent landowner call today and asked if he would be allowed to burn. And we told them, no, he's not allowed to burn what he brings in, only landscaping waste that is already generated on the property. So that's that.
This property, the one that's just north of the bridge up to Bible.
Yes. Yep. It was
It's a
used.
charming place.
Oh, no. Well, it's vacant now. Are you thinking of the one that's in the woods?
Well, so one of them was, then there's the next one, there's two houses almost right next to each other, the one's not part of this.
Right, yeah, this one doesn't have anything on it. It's got a shooting range that was made by the previous owner. Some paths cleared out, but no one was gonna buy it. We had so many inquiries on it, and I kept telling the landowner, rezone it to A1 to allow for a single family dwelling. They would have sold it. Well, the gentleman that purchased it just bought it that way, assumed they could build a house, and you can't do that, so that's why we're here.
Yes, sir.
So the stipulation is that they haul junk in, but they have to haul it back out.
Correct, it cannot leave the dump trailer.
And so the time restriction is as soon as possible. Is that strict enough?
Well, I would assume Mary Ann would talk with the board on Thursday night to get a idea of how long they have to keep it there. Me personally, I don't want any junk brought back to that, but it's up to the zoning board of appeals to decide. They may even say no junk is allowed to come back, which would be nice.
I guess we're looking for a motion to,
Motion to approve.
we have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to amend the zoning from B3 to A1. Allow for a special use permit and business in the ag district. Any other discussion? Yes,
So we are approving all nine,
yes,
1, 2, 3, and yes, 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and
Yes. May I?
yes,
You can also put conditions. You can forward this to the ZBA with the conditions of whatever you see fit. And then I report that to the board. If that's something you want to do.
I say as long as you have those, no junk allowed to be dumped at all.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that would be my concern, get your job.
as long as it's.
Right.
so are you putting that language into your motion?
Isn't it already stipulated or?
No, it's not. It wouldn't be stipulated until they have their findings of fact Thursday evening, after
Okay.
they vote on it.
So yeah, okay, we're gonna add that into the motion. What are we gonna say, no junk coming in, or there's a time period for junk? I would say no junk coming in, but then you don't have to argue about it, but it's up to
No
you.
junk. But then if it comes in on Sunday, you can't take it to.
And he can't pick it up.
Yeah,
Well, it's a junk removal business. You don't have to remove it on Sunday.
Right,
If you don't have a place to go with it, you can remove it.
right.
yeah.
On Monday, whatever day you can't do it, right? Are you okay? Are we making sure we have that understood and we get minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Any other discussion? This is on 9, 1, 2, and 3. All those in favor?
I,
Any opposed? Motion carries as well. On to special use 9.4.
All right, this is for, sorry. Alan and Jennifer Sheets. They are looking to put up a home on West Pin Hook Road. I believe it was 2 months ago when we had another individual come in for the special use for the property adjacent to that. As of right now, there's no objectors, and this one is 16.5 acres.
Is there a motion to approve special use permit? Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of this special use permit signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Excuse me, all those opposed? That motion carries as well. 9.5, just a discussion update. The Pearl City Historical Society came to me, and this is a ways out there, but I just want to make it so that we understand it. We may be able to participate in this in one way or another. They came to us saying, or came to me saying, if you guys are gonna do something to commemorate the 200th anniversary, we don't want to duplicate what everybody's doing. But if we could do something together, they didn't specifically ask for money, but it's not till 2032.
I'll be gone. So, you know,
But they're just planning ahead and want to make sure that they have some things that they want to do. And if we wanted to be part of it, we could be part of
wow, that's a forward planning there.
it. Well, let me tell you, they're pretty excited.
That's great.
I'm serious, I'm not. They have some things that they really want to do there. It's gonna happen, their commemoration will happen pretty close to the time when the battle actually took place in the calendar year 200 years ago. And so they're really excited about it. They really appreciate having it. Some of these people on the Historical Society own the land around that area, and they're wanting to make sure that if, as a county as a whole, because of the whole Lincoln Trail, Heritage Trail. Sure. And that if we want to be part of it. So I said I would put it out there for discussion so that it was at least noted that we talked about it. And then if we can participate, that way, if we had money, we could appropriate money ahead of time. I think we've at least discussed it and we can keep it on the back burner and, or at least in the cupboard. Sure. With that,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Well, I thought maybe you'd have some other discussion.
I said it way too fast.
No, that's
So I
just.
think I was afraid we were gonna go right into discussion. I'll be like, nope. No.
Well, I took pictures. Are we done here?
Did you vote to address?
Yes.
Aye.
I,